From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News Weekend Edition.
Good evening and welcome to our Saturday edition of the Fbx Evening News. I'm Katie Looper. Our top story tonight. Due to the declining tax revenue from the oil industry, Alaska currently faces a budget shortfall of about $3.5 billion annually. The League of Women Voters of the Tanana Valley recently conducted a straw poll collecting the opinions of interior voters on alternative revenue options. While Alaskans want to see more efficiencies in the state budget by a 2-to-1 margin, the majority said they would rather pay sales or income tax than experience deep cuts to public services. The League has initiated a series of public forums that will be held in the Nolwenn Library Auditorium Wednesday evening starting September 9th through October 7th. League of Women Voters member Sue Sheriff says she hopes to see people from all parties of the political spectrum voice their opinions.
There'll be presentations, but in each one we're leaving time for open discussion. We're also sponsoring a class through the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute for people 50 and up, and they've been registering this week. We did one of these last spring, and it's also focused on Alaska's fiscal future and what we can do for a sustainable budget.
Hunting season is right around the corner for many different types of animals throughout the interior. Alaska Fish and Game officials say while September 1st is a traditional opening date for some moose areas and many waterfowl, different species and locations may cause seasons to open later in the year. The best way to make sure you're hunting legally is to plan in advance by checking with the Department of Fish and Game on College Road near Creamer's Field. Few changes have been made to state laws this year, but officials say the system can be complicated and require various licenses, stamps, and permits that could have changed over time. State Fish and Game Public Information Officer Kathy Harm says season dates and management techniques are enforced to create the best hunting conditions possible.
Wildlife research and management is actually paid for in a great deal by the tax that's on firearms and ammunition. So hunters, in the most part, and shooters pay for wildlife management and research, and we try to use that money to design management techniques and schemes that allow the best possible hunting conditions.
Tanana Valley Clinic has expanded its osteopathic manipulation medicine, or OMM department, off campus to accommodate the growing demand for the emerging treatment. The new space located on Kellum Street will expand TVC's exam and treatment rooms from 5 to 9. Fairbanks has become a leader in the OMM and facial distortion model movements. Dr. Todd Capistrant will host an FDM World Science Conference in Fairbanks in July of 2016, which will be attended by international leaders in the field. He, along with Dr. Kate Carey, will staff the new space full-time, while Dr. Bethany Chernich will rotate between the TVC office and the new location. OMM is an approach using a variety of hands-on techniques to address the muscular, bone, nerve, and vascular systems to treat mobility and pain issues as a step before considering surgery. Dr. Capistrant says the staff treats a wide range of patients.
We work with a lot of athletes, dancers, anybody who wants to be more active. We see geriatric people, full spectrum of patients from back pain, sprains and strains like ankle sprains, shoulder injuries, neck pain, all the way through to newborns with latch issues, pregnant women with back pain and musculoskeletal pain. Any soft tissue musculoskeletal pain we see and evaluate.
Firefighters were working to fill the boot this morning. They took their boots to the streets, and donators driving by were able to drop in a little cash to raise money for muscular dystrophy disease. This isn't just a local fundraiser, it's a part of the national Fill the Boot campaign that began in Boston in 1954 and has grown to be the greatest fundraiser in the history of the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Since 2008, the event has raised over $200,000 for the MDA. The fundraiser will help support the research and treatment of over 40 muscle and nerve diseases suffered by people living in Alaska.
Everybody's pretty friendly. We try to make sure that everyone's aware that the money that they're giving to us is going directly to the MDA Association. It's not going to the fire department. This is all volunteer. We're volunteering our time out here to help give back to the rest of the community and the MDA Association throughout the rest of the country. Today, it's not the best weather, but you know what? We come out rain or shine, and even snow. But we're just happy to be out here to help out and give back.
When we come back, students from Ryan Middle School are signing the new pieces that are to be added to the school. Also, this weekend is the 18th annual Tanana Valley Sandhill Crane Festival, and it looks as if the cranes are already starting their migration out of the state. Those stories and more when we return. Stay with us. Welcome back. Staff members at Ryan Middle School invited students to put their John Hancocks on pieces of new Ryan Middle School building, which is set to be finished next year. 7th and 8th grade students were able to sign their names on 2 steel iron beams that will be a part of the new school building. Borough Senior Project Manager Bernard Marshner says that it's a tradition for construction staff to sign their names on buildings they had a hand in making. Ryan Middle School staff will be moving into the building by the time of the 2016-2017 school year is in session. Several years ago, it was discovered that the old Ryan Middle School building would have structural integrity problems if it was shaken by earthquakes. Principal Heather Stewart says her students are excited to see the new building once it's completed.
From the holes being dug at the end of last school year to the beams going up, we are very excited, and we have committees working to plan furniture and art.
There's a canopy in the front of the building, and these beams are basically in the facing of that canopy that's in the front of the building. Kids think construction is the neatest thing since sliced bread, so we're a very attractive nuisance. This is a way to perhaps get them involved and not to have them in the middle of our construction site.
A dance instructing couple from Mexico has flown all the way up to Alaska just to teach Latin dance. Couples were learning salsa, bachata, and cha-cha-cha today at Pioneer Park Dance Hall. Herman and Angel Patoya are sharing their expertise with the Ballroom Club of Fairbanks and a local high school for 2 weeks. Last week, they taught 2 dance workshops in Anchorage. They were invited up by local DJ ATM Jose Martinez and avid dancer Bill Bishop. At first, they thought, "You're crazy, it's too far from Mexico," but since they both love to dance, they said they couldn't be happier about coming up to Alaska together.
Actually, we meet in
the salsa lesson. Yeah, we meet in the lesson salsa.
And
4 years ago.
4 years ago, yeah.
And then
we are very happy.
I'm pregnant. So I love salsa. The salsa is all of my life and his life. It's everything for us. Yeah, because we can have a good trips, meet people, wonderful people. It's everything for us. Yeah, it's fun, it's healthy, and it's very good exercise.
And it's that time of year again. Each August, thousands of sandhill cranes start making their way down south for their annual fall migration. And lucky for us, one of the best places to catch this spectacle is in the heart of Fairbanks. The 18th annual Tanana Valley Sandhill Crane Festival is happening at Creamers Field Migratory Waterfowl Refuge this weekend through Sunday. The family-friendly festival features a variety of activities such as wildlife talks, nature walks, an ice cream social, silent auction, and a 5K farm to market run. Featured guests will be speaking and leading workshops all weekend long. The Friends of Creamers Field Executive Director Christine Huff says you can view a full schedule of events online at creamersfield.org.
It's a pretty cool event. We have people who come up from Juneau and Valdez and Anchorage for this event. It's just a big celebration of the migration of the cranes. Creamers Field is a big staging area as the cranes are heading south towards Mexico and Texas. So it's just a great way to celebrate the cranes.
A couple from Nevada was visiting Fairbanks earlier this month when one of their dogs disappeared. Shadow, a Chihuahua Terrier mix, disappeared from a camper that was at the River's Edge RV Park off the Mitchell Expressway in West Fairbanks. The couple had been touring Alaska with stops planned in Anchorage and Valdez. Patty Carmichael, the dog's owner, extended the trip and sought help locally. She said she was amazed at the response from Fairbanks people who pitched in to get the word out and to conduct searches.
Shadow was rescued from Nevada SPCA. I got him when he was only 2 years old, and he was kind of under-socialized then, so the first thing he did was bite me when I tried to pet him. But I just knew that he was a spunky little guy and that he would fit well in our family and that he probably wouldn't be easily adopted because he probably wouldn't be good around kids. So I brought him home.
And that dog is adorable. Well, Mike Fussel's coming up next with all your local sports action. Stay tuned.
And welcome back, Interior Alaska. Mike Fussell here with your latest local action. This was a very busy weekend for athletes in the area, and football is now definitely in full swing. The West Valley Wolfpack took on the North Pole Patriots under Friday Night Lights yesterday evening. The Patriots had home field advantage, but it was the Pack that would come out in full force during the first half. The West Valley junior quarterback Zach Lester threw 4 touchdown passes during quarters 1 and 2 to put his team up 27-6 going into the break. But the Pats would rally after halftime thanks to junior quarterback Drew Rogers, bringing the deficit to just a touchdown in the early third quarter. Then during the first play of the fourth, the Patriots on the 10-yard line would make a score but miss a crucial extra point, putting them down 26-27. The Wolfpack would seal the game up with a fumble recovery thanks to senior linebacker Elijah Blackweasel at just 58 seconds left in the game. West Valley wins it with a final score of 27-26.
Pass. I thought he was gonna run to the outside, but I just saw the pass. I did what I was told, and we got the fumble. So they just said blitz, and I just did my assignment, and good things came. So
it was emotional. I mean, we came out fired up and everything, and I mean they held us steady in the second half, but I mean our defense really came through, stopping them like that late in the fourth quarter for us to close out the game, and I'm just really proud of the whole team. We just played like a family tonight, and I'm proud of that. So.
And earlier today, the Eielson Ravens matched up with the Valdez Buccaneers on base. The Ravens wasted no time getting to work, displaying their dominance possession after possession. The team punished the Buccaneers in a machine-like fashion, marching down the field on offensive drives and gathering countless turnovers on defense. At about 8 minutes left in the second quarter, Eielson continued to rack up points, bringing the score to 45-0, and then recovered an onside kick right after to start yet another march from deep in Valdez territory. The Ravens continued the landslide right up until halftime. Jeremiah Brown ran in a QB scramble to put the team up 64-0. Eielson would finish strong in the second half and cement that exact score to end the game 64-0. And high school swimmers and divers took to the water last night in the Hammy Pool at the Lathrop Invitational. This was the first time the athletes were able to kick up bubbles in the regular season. Lathrop senior Rose Mercer started the night off for the Malamute, snagging the top spot in the girls 50 freestyle with a time of 27.16 seconds. Hutchison made waves throughout the night with Shelby Berry first in the girls 500 freestyle and gold medal performances in several 100 freestyle and butterfly events. And the West Valley Wolfpack posted a great team effort, sweeping around almost every relay for the evening, but when it came to the air, Colony dominated on the diving board, taking the best 3 jumps of the night for the boys and the top spot for the girls with their lone lady diver. And Interior High School runners went to Birch Hill Rec area for the second local race of the season. Cross-country teams from Effie Cochran, Nenana, and Delta also joined Interior schools for a wet and muddy race. The West Valley's Jenna DeFalco and Grace Marks were the leaders from the start to finish, with Lathrop's Lupa Oba not too far behind. DeFalco wins this race with a nice kick to finish under 22 minutes. Marks did the same for second place. Oba was third. Grace Moore of Hutchison was first for the 3A girls with a time of 23 minutes and 36 seconds. The boys' race was one to see. 4 different runners led portions of the race, the 3-lap race that is. Lathrop led the first 2 laps, then West Valley's Keel Simon then led during the final lap, but Lathrop senior Kevin Bruni just blazes the last lap and comes from behind to win the Invitational in 17:13. Simon was second and Logan Mowry of Lathrop took third place.
Kind of felt like everyone else started to slow down, and so I just kind of kept pushing and found myself out in the front, and it's kind of nerve-wracking. I kept hearing them behind me, and but I managed to push it all the way to the finish, and that was a pretty good race.
I am so thrilled to finally have someone that I always have people to train with, but now I actually have someone to race with, which I think I was kind of always out there by myself, and this is really helpful.
All right, and last but not least, runners met up at a somewhat out of the ordinary location for a race earlier today. The start and finish of the Running Club North sponsored course actually took place at the Musk Ox Farm at UAF. It was the 7th event in the RCN Trail Run Series. Around 60 runners took off with the large woolly animals in sight, setting out with the half marathon finish line in mind. A musk ox can run up to top speeds of 37 miles per hour, and that's exactly what runners were trying to imitate. Men's champion Devin McDowell got the closest. He finished with a time of 1 hour and 33 minutes. And women's champion Erica Burr came in just 14 minutes after. And that about brings us to the buzzer for sports tonight. Katie Looper has your full weather forecast coming up next. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next weekend. Welcome back to our Saturday edition. Well, you know, we saw earlier the cranes, they're starting to leave town, and that typically means things are about to get colder.
I know, when you see them go, you think winter's coming.
Yeah.
Well, at least things are going to be warming up for next week. Let's take a look at the almanac for today. We had today's high was 63, overnight low 42 degrees. Our record high got up to 84 in 1949. What a warm day. And record low 24 in 1922. Our sun rose at 6:20 this morning and sets at 9:21 this evening. Our daylight equals 14 hours and 58 minutes altogether, giving us a loss of 7 minutes from yesterday. Now around the state today, rain showers in Juneau and Ketchikan, temperatures between 50 and 60. Yet sunny skies in Anchorage and Kodiak, rain showers for Coal Bay around 53, same with Denali Park around 50. Up there in Barrow, cloudy skies for them, 35, Fairbanks, scattered rain showers around 45. For the lower 48, we can see rain showers in Seattle around 72 degrees, yet still really hot temperatures in Vegas and Phoenix at 111. As we look over to the east, Minneapolis is sunny at 74, same with Dallas at 96 and New Orleans at 90. Yet rain showers in Miami at 93 and up there in New York, 85 degrees. For next week, we can expect thunderstorms over Arizona and New Mexico area. Temperatures around 95 to 100 around Texas, and then downpours in the deep south and Florida area with Tropical Storm Erica there. And then up there in New York, temperatures around 90 degrees. All right, back in Alaska, mostly cloudy for Barrow and Fort Yukon, scattered showers for Nome, and temperatures around 40 for Barrow, 47 in Nome, and 51 in Fort Yukon. As for the interior, flood advisory until 2 p.m. Scattered rain showers for Fairbanks, mostly cloudy in Healy and Delta. Temperatures around the mid-40s for Healy and Delta and 49 in Fairbanks. Now for our southeast, showers for both Juneau and Ketchikan. Temperatures around 53. And on our west side of the state, scattered showers for Bethel, partly cloudy skies for Coal Bay and Kodiak. Temperatures in the upper 50s for Coal Bay and Kodiak and around 50 for Bethel. Lastly, for our south central region, partly cloudy in Anchorage and Homer, mostly cloudy in Valdez. Temperatures in the mid-50s, Anchorage and Homer, and around 60 for Valdez. Now for tonight's forecast, around 35 degrees, mostly cloudy with scattered rain showers. Same for tomorrow, temperatures around 50. And lastly, for extended outlook, temperatures 50 Monday and Tuesday, and then 60s for the rest of the week. And nightly temperatures ranging from 35 to 45. So like I said, temperatures are going to start to rise up, and you know, we'll get out of this cold snap for a little while.
That's an encouraging outlook there. Maybe we'll have some Sandhill cranes coming back.
Yeah.
For the warm weather.
Yeah, we'll have those few sunny days left.
Exactly.
All right, well, that'll wrap up the Saturday edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We're glad you could join us.
Join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
From all of us here at the News Center, have a good night.